Hello, welcome to this introductory video for Math 432 Abstract Algebra. And I want to introduce you to the course material. I'm starting here in the Blackboard web page for the course, and you can see the different options down here. I don't think you have this yellow bar on your Blackboard. This is just so that mine will have student preview view, which is so that my page will look like yours. All right, so let's go to start here, which looks like a good place to start, and you will find the syllabus. So let's download the syllabus and open it up. And here you'll see the information. Note to student, the syllabus is long, but only the first 3 pages really matter. Other stuff is quite generic. Here you find me. I think I know most of you in the class. I've had you before. My office is in Warrior Hall. My cell phone is here. My email is here, and I also have my Skype address here. And what I say under office hours, I really mean this. It is very important for me to hear from you, and it does help me teach better. So you can call anytime during this time period. Don't feel shy or hesitate. These are my hours for you. I think if you ask a question in time, that saves me a lot of time later. And it also helps other people in the class. There's no such thing as a dumb question. The only dumb question is the one that's not asked. So, right. So also, besides being available by phone, I'm in the office Tuesday afternoon, all day Wednesday, and I am having dedicated problem sessions from 11 to noon on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you can find me in my office during that time. Or if I'm not in my office, I'll leave a note on the door. If a lot of students come, we'll just move to a different conference room. I'll also be holding 2 online sessions per week, which have not been scheduled yet. And these sessions will be conducted via Skype. So I strongly recommend, if you don't have a computer at home that has microphone and audio, that you get one. It's very easy to get a headset. It costs less than 10 bucks. You can go to Best Buy or whatever computer store there is around Colleen. That will well repay your investment, not just for this class, but for other classes you might take in the future. We do have a course assistant, Nancy Hernandez, who many of you know, and she'll also be holding office hours. I should say that I will be out of the country for part of this semester. I'll be gone the first 3 weeks of February and probably a part of March, and she'll be holding the fort for me. I'll also be available by Skype during those times. Okay. So there's several means of instruction. All the assignments and due dates will be posted on Blackboard. The assignments may be submitted on Blackboard, or you may give them to me during problem sessions if you come to school during that time. There's an online interactive textbook that I'll get to in a moment. If you don't like to read textbooks online, there's also a free PDF available at this website, and I'll just look at that later. From this site, you can also order a print textbook if you like. The book comes with many videos, and the playlist is here, and I'll go back and show those later also. So, and I also already mentioned the on-campus tutorial Skype sessions and course assistant Nancy. Again, I really do encourage contact. Even if you have a short question, call me anytime. If it's a longer question, we can set up a Skype appointment. As I said before, it's strongly recommend that you have good access to Skype. And you should have either a smartphone or a computer or laptop with a microphone. I notice a lot more students have smartphones. This really helps students in my class, and I do encourage you to take advantage of modern communication. I don't do it, a little hypocritical there, but I use my computer instead. UniAlert, this is university required material. Let me just skip over that. All right, this gives the content. Abstract algebra really is a very beautiful subject. Calculus is one branch of mathematics. It goes off towards the analysis branch of mathematics. It has to do with numbers, computations, integrals, that kind of things, very physical things. Abstract algebra is less numerical and much more conceptual. We're going to talk a lot about symmetry. So abstract algebra does have quite a bit to do with art. And interesting enough, it does have to do a lot with physics. Physics is more and more getting into abstract algebra. You may have heard of string theory. That has quite a bit to do with abstract algebra. I have some objectives and outcomes, competency goal statements. I always keep in the back of my mind that you have to pass the teacher certification exam if you're studying to be a teacher. So we try to also emphasize skills that you're going to need for that exam. Course requirements, homework is 60%. Homework submitted on a weekly basis. There also may be occasional quizzes, which you'll either take during problem sessions or at the testing center. Don't worry about that right now. I'll be more specific about how that works when we have a quiz. I'll certainly give you at least a week's notice before there's a quiz. There are 2 tests of weight 20%. All tests will be 3-hour and will be proctored at the TMOCT Proctoring Center. Now, if you're not proctored at the TMOCT Proctoring Center, you can do offline proctoring at a library. We'll also talk about that when the test time approaches. Most local libraries will do proctoring, and TMOCT Proctoring Center has a very good system set up so that you can arrange that. Please note, if your overall grade on a scale from 0 to 100 is within 1 point level of the next highest grade level, I'll increase your grade if you've done all the homework and well, there's no reading here, if you've done all the homework. Okay, so that's an incentive to do the homework. I should say that I do grade strictly on the point value. If you're 89.99 and you haven't done all the homework, that's a B. Sometimes it's painful. There are people who I've wanted to bump up, but I don't make exceptions, because if I make exceptions for one, then I'll have to think about exceptions for everyone. And just to make it easier for you, easier for me and less time away from teaching you, I just grade straight by the numbers. All right. When I grade problems, I use these guidelines to give you points. Now, it's your right, and I think it's a good learning experience if you think that you've been misgraded to come talk to me. I don't mind people who argue. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. If you make a good case for your solution, then I'll change your grade. I think arguing and asking that is a good way to learn. So don't feel like you're brown-nosing if you feel that you've been misgraded. I think that's, as I said, I think that's a good learning experience, both for you and for me. The homework grades will be posted on Blackboard. Here's the course outline and calendar. So the first week we'll do review of complex numbers, modular arithmetic, and functions. These are all topics that you've had in number theory. If you haven't had number theory, then you're going to have to do a lightning review of these things. You may want to take advantage of some of the Skype sessions or the problem sessions that I'll hold on campus. Week 2 is Diffie-Hellman key exchange. This has a lot to do with modular arithmetic, and then we'll do a quiz for week 1. I want to make sure that you have these concepts here a little bit solid. So we'll do this quiz probably towards the end of week 2. And then we'll go on from there. New stuff, equivalence relations, symmetries, permutations, and then we get on to stuff that's a little more abstract groups, normal subgroups, and so on. I know that this material is hard. Many people are not used to thinking abstractly. That's one of the reasons why we start with complex numbers and modular arithmetic. These are much more concrete than the abstract concepts that come later. Permutations are kind of fun. Symmetries are also kind of fun. So they're things that you can play with. And with group actions, we're going to be talking about polyhedra. So maybe you'll make some polyhedral models, cubes and tetrahedra, and so on. That's the course schedule. Right. All right. So as far as late work, I accept late work only in case of medical or family emergency, and I need written verification, and the maximum makeup grade is 70%. So if you do have an emergency, I need written verification, you hand it in, maximum grade, I give you a 70%. And this is because I understand that life sometimes happens, and that sometimes you have emergencies. That's a part of life. If you're on the job and you have an emergency that does impact your performance, I have to grade based on performance. But if you do have an emergency and you're out for 2 or 3 weeks, this is not going to kill your grade. It may you still can recover even if you've had a couple of weeks out. If you want to appeal a grade, please do, but do so within 1 week. Okay. So and you please also save your work. If you submit on Blackboard, your work is automatically saved. All right, so the individual course information ends here. Let's go back and look at some of the resources. All right, let me start with the online interactive textbook. Now I'm just going to select this and put it in my browser here. If you had number theory, you're familiar with this textbook, although it is new and improved. All right, so here it is. You can look down the side. There's a table of contents. And if you want the index, it's here. You can look up topics. Like if you want to look up commutative property, go to C, and we'll find commutative. You can see right here that there's different places that it comes up. And then I think you can also show it in context. You can go back to the place in the chapter where it talks about it. So here you're back. It looks kind of funny now because it's still rendering the math. Sometimes it takes a little while to render the math. And there it is. All right. I do also want to point out that there are hints for some of the problems. If we go down here a little bit, I think there's a hint on this one. So let's see if I can find it. If you want to find something in the page, a good way to do that is hold down the control button and press F, and a little search window comes up here. So I'm going to look for hint. See if I can. All right, so here's a hint right here. If you click on this, this will give you a hint to this exercise. Well, you have to remember the number. Let me go back and see where the number was. It takes a minute to get back there. Oh, my computer's slow. I guess it's because I'm running this. All right, this was exercise 2.3.17. If I want a hint for exercise 2.3.17, I go here and look for 2.3.17, and there it is. It's not a very big hint, okay. But then if you want to go back, just click your back button. Now, if you have the print version or the PDF, the hints are all at the end. So once the table of contents comes up, we can see that. Sorry, this is a little bit slow. I'm surprised it's this slow. Table of contents not coming up for me. So let's just take my word for it that the hints for the print version are at the end. Okay, so here's the textbook. Now, I tried very hard to align the online textbook with the PDF. But you might want to double check if you're working with a PDF to make sure that the exercises do have the same numbers. There was a glitch with that last time. I mean, you can maybe double check that the exercises do have the same numbers. So let's go back to that print for the PDF version. That's at this one here. So let's go ahead and do this. Copy that, put that in my browser here. And here it is, the web text. That's the link that we were just at. The searchable PDF. If you click on this, the whole PDF comes up. You can download here. If you right-click here and just to save link as, it's called AAFMT, and it will download the whole thing. It's something like 11 megabytes, so it'll take a little while if you have a slow connection. Okay, just a moment. And let's see. So here's a YouTube playlist. This is where all the videos are. Now I should also note that when you go to the online textbook, if you look at the chapter headings, you will see a video icon. So this video icon will take you directly to the video corresponding to this section. Okay, so you could click, I can click directly there, and that will take me directly to the corresponding video.
Okay, let's.
And otherwise, if you go here, you can go to the playlist here and just see all the videos listed one by one, by section. All right, so let's see, what else do I need to say? I think that's pretty much what we have from the syllabus. Let me just look at the, go back one more time to Blackboard. I want to close up pretty quickly here. Here's the first assignment, complex numbers, these problems, modular arithmetic, and functions. Now, again, if you need more review or you want more background on these things, I will have a in-class session in my office, 11 a.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, and I'll also do a Skype evening session. I'll alert you by email. Now, after I finish this video, I'm going to create a Google group, and I'll be emailing you all in the Google group. That will be my preferred mode of communication. So make sure that you're getting these Google group emails. All right. Look forward to having you in the class.